horrible shadow. The fact that he employed, we got to leave the hood and never go back. Fuck the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think that that's the direct approach. You know what I mean? Like I said, the brother might have been tethered or tethered into situations that, you know, if you're not part of that life, you probably wouldn't understand.
Right.
But that should not detract from the fact that he put on. You know what I mean? He used his platform and his influence to empower people. You know what I'm saying? He had the WeWork, the incubator in the community. 90. You understand? He brought money back to that community. He brought influences back to that community.
Think about the game, man. Look at what the game is right now. The game is completely lopsided. We just got a Nipsey Hussle. We just got a Nipsey Hussle where we can see mainstream being happy that a brother was positive and he carried that masculine vibe at the same time. He carried that I'm a man with integrity vibe. Like he
all the way.
That energy, he was the look, let's I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. He was the only one in the game that carried that energy. And as I see him doing stuff, I cipher some of that energy. Like, yeah, I'm on the same journey.
And when was challenged, did not back down because he put that post up with Big U and the rest of them, right? When they had the Big U and them, they had the graduation and they had the Pee Wee League and what have you.
Exactly.
And he said, "Elite them boys ain't limp," and they came for him. And this was around the time that his album was coming out. And they could have washed him on that. And he did not back down at all. He stood his fucking ground. He's a fucking man from day one until this day.
And that's why I vibe with him.
Yeah, like, bro.
That energy he had, man, I kept thinking like, damn, like I feel tethered to that shit. Like you talk about. And I had to think about it for a second and it hit me. And that's when I made that video. And it was like, it's because I see myself in him. Like, so when I heard the news, I felt like I got shot. I felt exposed. Like I was in the same situation. Like, damn, that same protection that was afforded to his energy, him doing something similar in the paradigm. If I had those same resources as I continue to grow, I'm going to do the same exact thing. So I seen myself there. I'm like, whoa, Nipsey, though. But when I was saying Nipsey, I was speaking like me. I just got shot. I just got hit. Damn. Most people don't understand, like, when you look at his music and you look at the strategy in his music, if you want your hood to continue to stay behind you, you have to be strategic in how you employ the message. You don't just go far left field on some positive outburst, and then the guys in the hood can't rock it no more. They can't listen to it.
You gotta feed them. You gotta feed them a little something, but you know, they say what? You put the medicine in the poison. So if you needed inspiration, if you needed motivation, you know what I'm saying? If you needed the blueprint on how to motherfucking boss up, and unfortunately, or at some point, cut ties from the tethers, then he gave you that as well. You feel me? But he was also, like I said, he was tethered to that environment to a degree where you gotta feed the wolves. You know what I'm saying? You gotta feed the wolves.
Man, I was on Crenshaw. Sorry to cut your wisdom, but I seen Big U. I seen the brother Idris out there. I seen his manager, the one that put him on, the white boy. Yeah, man, they was all out there, man, for that energy. Because
Steve Cobell.
Steve Cobell. And the thing about it was, people in a moment like this, you don't know what to do. You ain't got no power to do anything. So the goal was just to go out there and soak that energy up, just to be around other individuals who understand what you was going through in that moment. And a lot of people was lost with this feeling because a lot of people didn't realize what he represented for themselves, what he represented, individuals coming through or coming from that down-riding environment and taking that intellect and funding it in a righteous manner. And being honorable and being integrable, he was basically what he was a manifestation of something that we wanted to see in a rapper the whole entire time. Tupac did, look, I know people do the comparison with Pac and Nip, and rest in peace to Pac, but Tupac wasn't Nip. Tupac wasn't Nip. He may have been Pac may have been what became that, but Nip was 33, Pac was 25. Maybe if Pac had more time, he would have got into that, but that's not where he was yet. But Nip was on another level. He was introducing cats to crypto, to different technologies, to ownership, to financial literacy.
Look, he was, you know how many people have told me that he introduced them to Gary Vee? And just alone with that, with Nip couldn't explain, Gary Vee be lighting into people. You know what I'm saying? And the shit works.
Right.
The shit works. You feel me? So, you know, I speak about the fact that, you know, we would be in boardroom meetings and the executives would be begging Big U and Johnny Shipes to be like, well, please tell him to take that Malcolm X chain off. We'll buy him Cubans and we'll buy him all sorts of shit. You feel me? And he would not compromise. He'd be like, yo, I am not taking this fucking chain off. This is my inspiration. This is who I'm inspired by. Like, bro, like, I never heard a rapper, because he wasn't a rapper, but I never heard a brother, a young man, a melanated man speak like he spoke. Like, yeah, in terms of, like, you remind me, you about the closest that it comes in terms of a young brother who has a vision and a plan to say, look, I know what I want. I know exactly what I want. And it's supposed to look like this. He was talking that talk.
Yeah.
All the way through.
That's what I loved it.
When I met him in 07, he had footage prior to that.
Right.
Where he was talking that talk. You understand? So he's always been consistently about that. And you can look all around his environment. You like, where you getting this from, bro? Because it doesn't reflect in the environment.
He tapped into, man, I've been pulling that energy this whole time, man. I found myself watching one of his interviews the other day, and just his energy just been on my mind because I was talking about this master consciousness being able to pull things outside your experience and your environment and let you just pull thoughts and then execute them though once soon as you get them. And I literally, word is bond, I had Nipsey on the brain because I seen him as one of those individuals that was able to take a genius idea. As soon as he get it, he executed it. The same way he took that $10,000 or that $1,000 CD or $100 CD, he executed and he brought it back and brought it into life. The technology store, the first store to do that, and he seen little bruh in the Starbucks and he said, let's put this together, and he did it.
Yeah.
Like it takes a different mind to tap into that.
Yeah.
I respected the shit out of that.
To Idris. He was telling me that story about Idris when he ran into Nipsey.
Yes. He seen that man and start.
Yeah.
You got to understand, look, you know how many people have great ideas that think about something but don't connect the dots and then execute? It's a different level that you tap in when you do that. And there's not a lot of people that I see do that on a level to where they don't even have all of the resources at the time, but their vision is way bigger than their resources. So as soon as they get it in their environment, they executing on it fast. And he was an individual that I seen giving him another, 3, 6, 10, 20 years, he would have surpassed Jay-Z. That's kind of like how I seen him in my mind. He was already in that. Let me stand. He was a peer Jay-Z, even though he hadn't had the accolades yet of accomplishment.
Yeah, like let's tell the whole story. I'm not talking about us. I'm just saying, yeah, fuck it. It ain't got to be done tonight. But I'm saying when we tell his story, we're gonna tell the whole story.
Right.
We're talking about this man. His campaign was proud to pay. Mailbox music. He always had the most innovative fucking ideas in terms of how to independently approach the game. The man sold $100 CDs, right? And started a campaign saying proud to pay, right? So when we initially started his online base, he already had followings he had a global following. When we started SlawSomeBoy.com, it was the Russians, the Slovakians, and all of them that came in. They was ride or die for that man. So he took that particular crowd, right? Now he'll tell you, he took that crowd that he initially got and he built and he bubbled on them, and he knew that there was a dedicated fan base, and he knew about the numbers. He knew the numbers that he needed. So he started his proud man. They fucking prematurely clipping the live and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But we back in the building. See if we can get the brother 19 back in. You know, I just want to put some respect on this brother's name. You know what I'm saying? I do not want to miss the opportunity and allow media or anybody else for that matter to come through with their own narrative and start painting this brother like he's a gangster rapper, you know what I'm saying? Or just utilizing whatever situation might have happened to him to downgrade his contribution or his legacy. You know what I mean? We not gonna allow that to happen. So I want to continue his story and his narrative because a lot of people, you know, they just now finding out. A lot of people, either one, just might have heard his music. Two, might have just seen him on GQ. Might only know about Laura London and be like, "Oh, who's this dude?"
Right.
Or you just looking on your timeline and you see, "Oh, another rapper got killed." No, this is not another rapper.
Man, I think I've been listening to him for years. Mixtape days for a long time. Mainstream Nip is new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mainstream Nip is very much new. This is a new phenomenon that started last year, February.
Right.
Okay. His album came out on 2/16. His album dropped the same day the Black Panther dropped. Like I told you, he carried massive African energy, right? On the flip side, because I had put a post up earlier, ironically enough, where I said, I feel like the meaning of the movie Us is dealing with the tethers that we have. Now, we could say that tethers in this case might be to street organizations or the lower aspect of ourselves, but I felt that it was the tethers that we have to the African aspect of ourselves. And the fact that we put that shit in the closet, you know what I'm saying? And we only bring it out when convenient. Like they only gonna bring the dashikis out when Black Panther 2 come out.
Right.
Right? But this is a brother who was tethered to the African aspect of himself, who was prideful of it. He didn't hide it. He wore it on his sleeve.
He went back out there. When this shit started to pop, he went to go visit.
He went back out there. You know what I mean? And a lot of what he told me he initially started putting together was on a trip that he had took when he had went back to Eritrea prior to his brother getting locked up, Black Sam. He had went out there with his father and he just learned a lot about his history and he was inspired to come back here. And even though he lived in the 60s, even though he lived on Slauson, he still saw a whole nother vision. When he seen a lot, he saw a building.
Right.
That was his vision. Right. That's what he used to tell me. Yo, well, I see a lot, I see a building. And he built that shit, bro.
He was the Haile Selassie of rap, man. Respected by all.
Respected by all.
Haile Selassie was respected by all. You find me a person that don't respect Nip. They ain't even have to listen to his music that they respected Nip. Because he was one of the only guys, like you said, that is not known for no goofy shit, that is fully integrable, right? From on all levels. That's a rarity.
Last time that I checked, there was no smut on my rap.
None. Look, this mailbox money.
And that shit checked out. Like I said, the brother, he was the first dude, Crip that I used to see. He used to wear all red. He would be in New York in all red. I'd be like, son, what are you doing?
Right.
He'd be like, look, the Bloods love me.
Right.
They love me. My shit stand up. You feel me? I'm good in every neighborhood. But of course, I mean, they had gang injunctions and all types of stuff, you know, back home because I had a police was tripping. And like I said, they would go. I remember, what's the dude, Felly Fell out there?
Felly Fell?
That's the DJ name out there on the radio.
I don't know. I don't listen to radio.
Yeah, Felly Fell. They would go to radio, LAPD, and be like, look, you can't play this song because he's a real gangster. There's gang injunctions. So he got blocked from LA radio. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons the Epic had to drop him because they's like, look, we can't do nothing commercial with him.
Right.
Because he got all these gang injunctions. He can't move around. He can't perform in his city. They can't play the music on the radio. We're talking 08, 09. You know what I'm saying? when shit was just a little bit different than it is right now. So, you know, like I said, but the brother had enough drive and determination and already had the business mind. Like I said, we didn't lose. Don't let media and mainstream and all of them talk about a rapper got shot. No, a businessman, a mogul, a father, and a leader got killed.
People are always asking
we lost a leader. You understand? Because the babies that you can't get to, or your ilk, or our parents, or these fucking politicians, or these fucking squares, he was able to reach them babies.
Exactly.
He spoke their language. He was able to reach my mama. Okay? His inspiration, you know, knew no bounds. You feel me? The old ladies in his community loved him. They like, I want my son to be more like Nipsey.
Right.
He was that kind of situation and individual. Don't allow them to paint him with that brush, y'all. Whatever y'all do, speak highly of his name, right? Put him on your altar. You know what I'm saying? Admonish his motherfucking existence and his contributions in his lifetime. May Allah be pleased with his service. And at the same time, the way that we really honor people that we respect and we love is we do a little bit to complete their mission and their legacy, right? So in your community, you know, a year from now, we should be in honor of this man's passing on March 21st, 2020. We should be opening up WeWorks in our communities. You know what I'm saying? We should be putting together cryptocurrencies. Feel me? We should be doing motivational speaking. We should be doing a lot of things. We should use this as inspiration to go 1,000 times harder.
Right.
You feel me? 1,000 times harder. I know that I'm inspired and I got the ghost in me, and this is the motivation that was needed. I remember with Mike Jackson, when MJ died, I remember what spawned out of that. Understand, family, YouTube was born out of Janet Jackson's breasts, okay? The story of YouTube was when CBS aired the Nipplegate, right? No one could find footage anywhere. So a young boy got the clip and was airing the shit on a site that he put together called YouTube. That was the very humble beginnings of YouTube. Janet Jackson's breath, lactate, because it was a lactate ritual on February 2nd. I think it was a festival of Embolic or whatever. That's a lactating festival. So her lactating ritual was able to lactate and give birth to this behemoth called YouTube. And then when Michael Jackson died in 2009, that's when I left Epic and came to Harlem and showed these niggas how to upload videos to YouTube. And then Sinetta TV was born out of that. Notaledge TV was born out of that. And the rest is fucking history. You know what I'm saying? So these situations have inspired different people at different times to not motherfucking fall on the sword. You know what I'm saying? But instead, take that as a catalyst to say, look, I'm going to carry the ball through the motherfucking end zone for this touchdown. I'm going to take it a little bit further. You know what I mean? And in this case, I know that directly involves our ancestor, Dr. Sebi, in regards to what that man, you know, how he put his thing on the line to say, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to honor this man's legacy by making this a national, international conversation. Right. Not just by supporting the brand, not just by, you know, telling the story here and there, but making it a documentary and putting on the case. You know what I'm saying? My mother put that motherfucking article in the newspaper. That wasn't Sebi. You know what I'm saying? My mother was part of that case. There was only 3 people on that trial. My mother, Sebi, and my aunt. So this is personal. You know what I'm saying? This shit hits home. You feel me? This shit hits home. And it's like, I really don't appreciate people with those conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that's dang. That shit, man, that shit annoys the fuck out of me.
It's casting a lot of negative light on people who don't need to be put in that negative light. Who you not stepping to the motherfucking forefront to protect. So don't put them people in that light. Don't put them in that conversation.
A lot of that be that conscious clout chasing. Them niggas just out there just doing shit for a spin in the headline and some liking comments when they don't know what the fuck they talking about, just rounding up the people under the feet. I mean, that ain't that type of shit is more dangerous than anything. So for me, look at the reality of the situation, and then, you know, I can't be hypocritical and say, when I die, I don't want people to feel this sad, man. I want individuals to celebrate my life and all of the things that I've done when I was alive. And that's why I always say, man, you know, as much as I would hate to bury my mother and father and brothers and sisters, I would hate for them to bury me as well. You understand me? Because I don't want to cause that kind of grief within the world. I want people to be able to celebrate me in that energy. But I know that transition will be tough and heavy. And just yesterday, we was talking about individuals treating. Just yesterday, I said, treat me as if I died yesterday. Because I that's the kind of love and that's the kind of respect I want you. I want you to look at things in hindsight when you're talking to me and you looking at it. Like, brother, Blue Pill, when you think about all of the many people's lives that you've touched, you and Red Pill and every other person, you know how many people all of a sudden come out the woodworks, Blue did this, the celebrities, they might get the posted and all kind of different shit. But these same niggas that ain't nowhere near around won't say nothing.
Nah, they ain't.
You understand me?
It ain't nowhere. They ain't gonna come nowhere near me while I'm alive. And I get it. Like I said, I'm looking at the artist's responses, reaction to Nip, and they like, you the reason I opened up a business in my community. You the reason that I invested in my hood. You the reason that I did this. I don't think Nipsey knew all that.
Right, hell no.
I don't think he knew all that.
Now you telling deaf ears. Now the motherfucker can't hear this shit.
I don't think he knew all that. I'm like, y'all did all of that? Y'all was inspired by him to do all of that? And I ain't see none of that shit on Twitter being posted?
And I seen somebody in the comments saying that they just knew Nip from YG video. They didn't know all the stuff that we talking about him. And that goes to the fact that we definitely have to propagate our legends, you know, their history. We have to be the ones who document it. We can't let some news media person who knows shit about this and they read a headline about a rapper that dies in his community about some gang shit and they don't spread that, you know, but now we got our own media, and that's why it's important to tell these stories as far as all of the different things that he had done, had acquired, and had inspired. Like when I was out there, it was a young man that was out there, he knew me. And he was saying, man, I just shot a commercial with Nipsey Hussle in front of the building. And then I was like, yeah, man. And I somehow brought up Derek Grace. And he was like, yeah, Nipsey had just talked about Derek. He said that, you know, he knew Derek for a long time and that he felt loyal to him. He said he was talking to David Gross in conversation. And, you know, Derek is a huge fan and everything. He flew out. I was supposed to go to that little class that they had. And it's funny because as soon as he died, I thought about Derek like, damn, I know bruh devastated. You understand me? I didn't know such a death would even hit me that hard. You know what I mean?
I didn't think about Kyrie Supreme. I didn't think about none of the Slauson boys. I thought about Derek Grace.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Because he just secured to bring him out.
We look at that brother, we admonish him for his accomplishments and his achievements and his strength and his example, but he looks up to Nip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And these are real individuals in our lifetime, like I said, that are defying the odds, that are making this shit, you know, palatable, you know what I mean? And to speak to a different demographic that I don't reach. You know what I'm saying? I you know what I mean? I don't get into all of them corridors that they get into.
Think about this though. You know one thing Derek always say, you know how he get David Banner collectibles? And he started buying all Nipsey Hussle collectibles, his tapes, his vinyls. He started buying all of that. And the whole thing he was talking about is like, these are fucking legends. You don't know how long they gonna be around. Yeah, but he bought all of that shit up because he foresee it. I'm sure he didn't think it was gonna be this untimely, but the same reality and the same measurement of value was put into it when he was thinking about reciprocating and supporting. And the reality that we go through today is he didn't know that March 31st, 2019, in front of his marathon store, like he didn't know that was going to be a blessing and a cursing at the same time. He didn't know that this was the day that shit was going to happen. Like, can you imagine that you broke ground there and you built something in the community, and at the same time you was building a place of your death? That was a place that he was investing in. That's the dangers. So the reality is that you got individuals that literally putting their life on the line to show examples for other people. And at the same time, when I'm putting my life on the line, ain't nobody supporting that shit. Ain't nobody appreciating that shit that you do. And then you gone now. Everybody, oh, I wish this, that, and the third. I wish I would have supported like this. I wish I would have seen this person in person. I wish I would have did this and did that. Man, fuck all that. If you ain't doing it while you alive, I don't want none of them. I want to have a private funeral of only people that fuck with me while I was alive. I need to start writing down all of the names of people I wanted invited that's showing me love now. Because I don't want none of that fake ass energy that's there. You understand me? In a way that you take a person's legacy and secure it ain't with the tears that just fall and drop on the soil. You got to take that work and that spirit and that energy and all the things that they won't be able to continue to do. And you have to push that shit. You have to take that further. You understand me? The crypto, the investment, the technologies, the way that he implemented his visions, you know what I mean? Everything, the way that he took his community under his fold, put individuals on, the way a person moves as a man, the integrity, the vision, all of that is supposed to be pushed through you now. But if you not gonna push through that shit, ain't no point of putting no rest in peace post. That man ain't dead. He still lives through me. He still lived through Derek. He still lived through you. He still lived through everybody else that's out here because he was a paradigm shifter. He still lived through everybody else that's shifting the paradigm. The rest of y'all just spectating.
He shifted the paradigm. He set a lot of bars that, you know, we could individually or collectively attain towards. You know what I'm saying? And these are things that will work in every community that we're in. You know, the things that he brought forth, things that we can utilize wherever we're at. You know what I mean? To make a difference, right? Shout out to Derek. I see him in the chat,
bro.
You know,
I don't know if you heard that story, bro.
Yeah, these are opportunities to get not behind, but besides people such as him who are paradigm shifters, who are taking these unique approaches and reaching people, like I said, in corridors and places that we couldn't possibly do it. You know what I mean? Put the energy, put the support, put the inspiration behind those who are doing real work in real time. You know what I mean? That it's only one of them. You know what I'm saying? You can't replace that. It comes once in a lifetime, right? These are rare. Like how 2 Chainz, I'm rare. These are rare beings.
Right.
You feel me? These are rare beings. And it's just a loss. Like it's just a loss that we can't put words to it. Can't account for it. You know what I'm saying?
We was waiting on the next move.
Waiting on the next move.
We knew he had so much more life.
When he was out there, he just did a radio campaign. He went to mad radio stations and he was pumping the latest single that he got, and he was talking about all of his plans. He was talking about said he got an album coming with Meek, and he had shit under wraps that he couldn't talk about because it was still getting finalized. So there was something big on the way.
Man, when I seen him at the table where it was him, Meek, Jay, Drake, and everybody else, I was so happy because I'm like, the man getting his just due. But it was different seeing Nip at the table. Seeing Nip at the table for me was seeing myself at the table, bro. It's 100% pure honest, man. 100% pure honest. When I see bro doing so, I can see myself like, damn. He wasn't like no over talker and over stalker or somebody else's celebrity and shit like that. He came in with his own force and power. When I see bro speaking to certain individuals, he came in with his own, like, nah, this is my energy. You might be a billionaire Diddy. You might be a billionaire Jay. You understand me? You might have a notoriety right now, Drake, but I come with my own energy, and I never seen him flinch once in front of another man's presence. And that kind of power, that energy is how all men supposed to move all the time. So I like the example of it's really not a lot of men out here, man. And so when you lose one of the men out here that becomes an example for another million other men, that shit is fucked up. Fucked up, because you got to think about, for a lot of people, I'm talking about thousands of people, Nip was the only man that they seen in their life, especially for someone that was an example that came from an environment like them. That was the only man that they seen in their life that had a head on straight, had a all around, you understand me, personality and character that was taking ideas and building the infrastructure and being a face of it and all of this, have a beautiful wife. I'm gonna call a wife as a beautiful wife. You understand that he tapped in with, and they had a dynamic relationship back and forth with feminine and masculine energy. That was a great example. That shit was beautiful. It was like, what more was you want besides it could be like presence, integrity? Like, come on now. It was an archetype that can't be replaced.
The classic album.
This shit was, he was the archetype that can't be replaced.
From top to back, you could play that shit. It's a straight through.
But I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what other rapper we be sitting here talking about like this.
You know, the juxtaposition is that, like I said, this is somebody who is really about that life, who is transcending, right, what that quote-unquote life entailed, right, on the West Coast and on the East Coast. The juxtaposition would be Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? Because we're talking last year's energy when he was pushing through. And over here, you know, on the East Coast, they embracing something that was, the shit just not, you know what I mean? It was fictitious, you know, clout for sale. It was everything that it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Even though this man ended up touching M's and he was giving money back to the community, he never had a plan. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't trying to transcend that situation until it became, life-threatening.
He was building out the mud, in the mud.
Right. He was trying to go more into that fiction. You feel me? Son was getting out of it and he was taking his people with him. And he was showing them the way. And like I said, vicariously by doing that, he was teaching and showing thousands, like you said, millions. Because those are things that become etched and stained in time where, you know, we might be saying, oh, what it's doing for us now, but we're talking about the residuals of in the future because there ain't no telling where he was going to take it and how bright that star was going to shine. And when that documentary hit, he was going to be on another level, bro. He was going to be on another level. And there would be no ignoring
thing about it. We know what was cut off. We know what was cut off. But that's why, remember we talked about evolution and knowledge, right? So you take all of that spirit, all of that energy, all that he had, and you got to move it further. That's the only way we evolve. That's the concept of evolution, adding on to it. So
he was dropping it.
We look, it got to motivate people. He say a hard time never humbled us. You understand me? This ain't the type of shit that's supposed to make us sit down. That's why I don't like this conspiracy bullshit that's being thrown around, because it put people in fear like, oh, if you stand up with this type of character, you going to get knocked down. Well, so what? If you ain't doing something that's worthy of you getting knocked down, you ain't really living. I'd rather take that energy and go tenfold now. If I'm going to die, I'd rather die in front of a fucking store that I done built for my neighborhood. So when I'm gone, that moment that my heartbeat stop moving, that energy disperse out and it make everybody else move. If you ain't dying no legend, you ain't living. A legend is an energy that never dies. When you touch that many people, your energy live through them. What the fuck kind of life I want to live if my energy ain't being moved through after my body gone? That's why I say the brother ain't dead. His body's no longer working, but his energy's still working. The energy's still working. I'm gonna be working as I'm doing my shit. I came in a house because my energy had thrown the fuck off. I was supposed to just knock out all of this work. And then when I came here, I said, damn, what the fuck will Nipsey be doing though? Nipsey would keep getting the work done. So I started working. You understand me? I had to finish this shit because it ain't about laying down. It's about moving forward and picking that shit up and keep going. In the hood, unfortunately, man, they killing gods all of the time. All of the time. And that energy is just being dispersed. But we got to take that energy that we know is there, because it ain't that many of us. It's a rarity. It's a rarity. It ain't that many interesting thinkers out here shifting the paradigm. Ain't that many interesting executors out here making real change out here. There's a lot of people that's dead, that's walking around with no real vision, that's walking around with no real future, power that they're going to implement at all. What does it matter? So, like I said, my brothers like you, my brothers like Derek and Blue Pill and Darby and Billionaire and RZA and Ben and everybody else, individuals that's alive, that's right now. Like my brother just left. He just gone today. And that could be any one of us that's on this conversation on that other end. We don't know that date on the fucking clock that our time is up. And that lack of appreciation for that energy that we putting out here against all, that energy is against all odds. We saying that, no, I'm gonna put a documentary, even though I'm saying that so-and-so got killed for this. I'm saying that, oh, I'm gonna teach them about cryptocurrency, even though they don't want, I'm saying I'm gonna buy my block, even though I know that this is dangerous. I'm saying I'm gonna represent, I'm gonna do this independent. Come on now, that kind of energy is against the grain. That's that power energy that everybody, every young boy and every man needs to have. That against the grain energy. Don't tuck your tail and drop back because you see bro gone now. No, that energy is martyred now. It lives inside.
Right.
So man.
Go harder. You know what I'm saying? Go harder.
It got to.
Go harder.
You gotta celebrate them through your actions.
Like, yeah. Like, this man had multiple situations moving. You know what I mean? The least we can do is cement one, and then one, you know, flip it into two and keep moving. The
documentary go get done. I don't know who we need to contact to see what was their method or what was they had going on, and see if we can do it in conjunction with them. And if they're not finishing that film, at this point it needs to be multiple documentaries.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The documentaries will get done. The documentary on his life is what we need now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He became the documentary now. Feel me? He became documentary. So yeah, man, there's a lot coming. There's more coming than ever expected. You know what I mean? And we're gonna use this as fuel, as inspiration. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna use this as a signal that the universe wants us to kick into fucking full gear on the marathon. Right now we have a campaign. It's the marathon. You know. So
yeah,
I love you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
you,
you,
brother.
I've been seeing you work out here. I've been seeing you. You know, the other day you was on the marathon. Friday you was on the marathon. I seen you, bro.
Likewise, man.
We seen you talk like 8 hours straight, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all of it was cloth. All of it was transformational. All of it was gym. All of it was food. All of it was energy. All of it was, damn, man.
That's what we here for, man. As light beings, man, we here to help other people transcend whatever state that they in right now. And we give away so much because it's about legacy. And he gave away so much game, and he did so much because he knew it was about legacy. He knew it wasn't, he didn't know how much time he had. This shit is legacy right here that we building. All of that shit that you done and all those millions of people that you done touched, people ain't giving you your roses while you alive. All of them people that you didn't tap into, you understand me? Even though you deserve it, but we doing this for legacy. And sometimes, unfortunately, a lot of times people want to pay us when we gone instead of when we here. So we learn to figure out to say fuck that, because I want to smell my roses. I want to count my dollars. I want to hear those. I want to hear all of the testimonies. So instead we go work and we go extrapolate everything. You know, we already got some stuff in the works that we about to knock out. Got to get that done, man. Got to.
I was just inspired, just the other day, you know, just out of the blue, to say, yo, I have seen somebody doing this, and I was like, I need to honor this person's business, and I also need to honor these ancestors. So they was making these ancestor candles. You know what I'm saying? I went and got a few of them. So, you know, I'm ordering up. You know what I'm saying? I got my MJ joints. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, we ain't gonna let them. Like I said, for me, this whole 10-year anniversary, they trying to kill MJ twice. You know what I mean? This is his 10-year anniversary. I remember this shit like it was yesterday, leaving that Sony Epic office, and now the documentary, and now Nip is dead. You know, I got the Extension joint. You feel me,
bro? It's been a heavy attack this year, bro. This year and last year, all the legends.
Right. It's
been a heavy attack.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
Because they,
you know what I'm saying?
and if everybody understood what's the importance of this year and how it's gonna like everybody ain't gonna make it through the rest of this year. I think about that every year. Who the fuck not gonna make it this year? You understand me? But though all of the work that's done right now is gonna solidify the vision for 2020, and this shit gonna be very important for the rest of this the fucking history. Individuals don't understand the type of time that we living in.
In the 19 year, this is supposed to be the Jubilee year, 400 years. I mean, it's the culmination of a lot of things, and it's almost like fitting through a very thin hole. So a lot of things are not gonna make it through that thin entrance, you know, and it's an opening on the other side. Like I be seeing it. So gotta go hard. You feel me? And you know, the go hard is about the legacy, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. But if death catches you on your feet, you know what I'm saying? Like you want that shit to catch you moving with a momentum. You know what I'm saying? And when you release, it's like when they had when your Super Mario get popped and you release all the motherfucking coins.
Yeah.
That's how you want your legacy to look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to let the coins into the universe where it's just that pixie stardust that everybody benefits from, that cascade of you know, just blessings that come down. And yeah, man, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna look for that bright star, because I know that brother is amongst the greats. He's with the greats. And you know, we got assistance from, you know what I'm saying? We got assistance. You know what I mean? We got assistance. So
yeah, I need everybody to meditate tonight and take in a deep breath, man. Take in a deep breath of reflection. We got a new ancestor. You got to take that energy, man, and document this in your DNA and tap into that same source that he tapped into. Go tomorrow. He say hustle and motivate. Go do something that Nipsey would have done tomorrow. You understand me? Go implement something that you know Nipsey would have done with his life. You understand me? You know he ain't about to be on no fuck shit like just smoking, going to the club, bullshitting, fucking on some bitches or something like that. Go implement some real innovative ideas, something that's real bright that other people can be like, yeah, this motherfucker was a real great example for individuals around them. Go do something that make you a legend. Take this, if anything that happens from this, be sparked, you know, by that light that he had. You understand me? Like Brother Ben made a post. He said they took out a light bulb, but not the electricity. The electricity's still flowing. You're supposed to tap into that same electrical energy and do something. I'm talking about do something tomorrow. I'm not talking about wait 10 days. Already put that in mind. You know what I mean? Have a pre-programmed thought already of something that you're going to do. Let this be that spark at least, so that the death is not in vain. It's already not going to be in vain, but let it touch even more people. Even more people. You understand me? So we in April. Transition of a new month, you know, and it's day one with this shit. It's day one of something brand new. It's day one of something brand new.
That new, you know, April 1st, which is Fool's Day. Like I said, my grandfather would always tell me that, you know, that was the day, because, of course, on the 20th and the 21st, they recognized that was the start of the new year, and they would have 7 to 8 day ceremonies and stuff like that. And then April 1st also was recognized at that beginning of that new year. I think in the Hebrew calendar they call it the Nisan, but yeah, April 1st is definitely looked at as the new beginning, the beginning of a new year, of a new time. So, you know, we have somebody that to us in our system is sanctified, you know what I'm saying? And is amongst that celestial order, you know what I mean? That get things moving, because he was about movement. He was about a marathon. He was about movement. You feel me? So that becomes your patron saint of movement, you know what I'm saying? You know, pull on that energy, harness it, you know what I mean? And do something that's complementary to that legacy. You know, move, accelerate. You know what I'm saying? That retrograde energy's over. Don't use that as an excuse. It's time to go, y'all. It's time to go. Let's hustle and motivate. Let that be the anthem and the theme of the year. Feel me? You know what I mean? Let's go out there and make our own reparations.
Yeah,
you dig what I'm saying? Ain't waiting on nothing.
Nipsey left that energy here for you, man. He left it here. Tap into all that he left for you. He left that here for you. And he left it here for you. You understand?
You could just go and listen to the interviews alone, family. He never missed the opportunity to drop a gem. If you can't stomach the music, if that's not just your cup of tea, you know, I'm speaking to some of the women on the line who might not be familiar with the brother's catalog, some of the elders. You dig what I'm saying? If you might not be that familiar, go listen to the interviews. All right? The interviews themselves gonna give you what you need in terms of the inspiration and the motivation that you need. The interviews will show you the intellect of this brother, will show you the growth. So when you see that brother on the street with face tats, when you see that brother on the street, you know what I'm saying, with their pants, instead of seeing that brother, you can see Nip. You can't judge a book by its cover. Derek Grace taught me that. You know what I'm saying? It was a humbling experience. Feel me? And it has helped me ever since. You can't judge a book by its cover. There's people out here that's super fucking sharp.
Right.
Way ahead of you. You dig what I'm saying? You cannot judge a book by its cover. Let's not make that mistake. You know what I mean? And if he had the potential to be that light that was couched in the darkness of his environment, then there's other Nips out there. There's other Nips out there. So don't give up on the hood. Don't let a tragic turn in circumstance like this say, oh, fuck the hood. I'm seeing the hashtag already.
Nah.
People spitting on the hood.
He loved the hood. That's why he motherfucking was there. That's hypocritical to the legacy that he was building. Nah, you don't say fuck the hood. We look, we got a bad brand. And I seen a post from Brother Nori, and they said that, you know, police kills like 2,500 of us every 3 years or something like that. And he said that, you know, I forgot, it was like 3,000, I forget, something like that. But he said we kill like 25,000 of us. And a brand, when you in marketing, what you say about yourself is what you want other people to believe about your brand and your product. You know, advertising is what you constantly saying about yourself. But brand is what other people say about you. And the brand of the Black community is death culture. The brand of the Black community is that we don't care of our own. The brand of the Black community is we don't give a fuck. The brand of the Black community is we have no love. So, of course, that creates the opportunity for others to do unjustly unto us as we do to ourselves, because that's our brand. It's nigga death culture. So we don't market that same brand. We market the new brand. We market what we want things to be. We transition it. You understand me? So you don't take, you know, something negative that happened and then push that out there and market that, because that's justifying other people doing more of these same activities to other brothers because they fall as products under this brand of this nigga and this death culture. So we have to continue to be mindful of the power that we have to kill each other. So we don't speak death on each other. We speak life on each other. I love the hood. I love all of the brothers that went in and embraced them. I love all of the people that came from all different cities that never knew that came to spend money with him. You talking about one person that committed this act. So don't put that on all of us, because you know for that one person that did it, there was 1,000 other people that came and literally gave money, that stood in line. You know what I mean? Just to support this man because they respect what he was doing. So therefore, hell no, you don't put that brand on that. The brand over there at the Marathon store is the fucking hood love Nip. He was neighborhood Nip. Neighborhood Nip. You know what I'm talking about? So don't put that sucker brand on there, man. You don't allow those feelings to instigate and rise up to you, and you cultivate that mood. A trauma and you know, when a person goes through a traumatic event, it sets their mood, and the mood is one long emotional reaction. So don't have the long, wrong emotional reaction. You have to transcend that emotion into the thinking of a God, and you have to ask yourself, how do we take this and we spin it to a positive culmination of thoughts? How do we take this and say that, damn, the brand was that this was a Black man that represented the product, he transcended being a product of his environment in many different ways, and he tried to take his environment and make it a product of his thought process to evolve.
His environment became his product.
Exactly. And somebody, unfortunately, and regardless of how great of a brand and how much we transcend, the devil always around the corner waiting for us to slip up. The more we become a god, the more he want to knock us down off that totem pole. So if anything, because he had got to such high level in his transcendence, and we know for a fact, 100% fact is undebatable, that as Nipsey continued to live, he continued to evolve, he continued to become more. And the reason that a lot of move. We was waiting for the next headline. We was waiting for the next photo shoot, the next interview, whatever the hell it was gonna be. Neighborhood Nip was doing his damn thing, and we was proud of that shit. Like that was our goddamn brother. Like damn, that's what's up. And it's not a lot of people who got that. That yeah, like for real, for real.
You know, especially individuals such as us that are movers, the paradigm shifters, that are going against the grain. You know what I mean? And that are out there, that's our brother. That's our, you know, that's us. You feel me? That's us. He represent, once again, just a different level, a gradation of where the game is taken. You know what I'm saying? Because I salute everything that the brother got to accomplish, everything that he stood for. And I'm going to do whatever I can in my power for the things that he was looking to accomplish to make sure that they are fully realized. You know what I'm saying? And, you know the threat of the loss of life is never the thing that motherfucker makes us fearful and shut ourselves down. Like, you know what I mean? Bring it on.
This shit gonna make us go harder, man. This shit gonna bring the neighborhood. I'm gonna put it out there in an environment, especially as these ions are, you know, so frizzy right now, man. You know, and you know, death does that. It opens up these portals. It puts us in this state of trauma, you know, because as you know, we speak when we think about a person transcending this state, we think about all of the other times that other individuals in our lives subconsciously that went through this same transition, and it hits us as a triple fold pain because as each person it overlaps from that next person, and we operate from that past thought, and then that trauma sparks back up. So it's not just Nip, you know what I mean? It's every other real person that's been in our life that's gone that we experiencing in this moment, and it's hitting so hard because this was a person that everybody had just put on their timeline or just watched the interview from or was just listening to the music or was just having a conversation about. So this was somebody in our lives that we was proud of. And for that person to go, it always hits us with that notion, the good die young. That's what we always think about. You understand me? And we hate that because we know how much more they would have done with their life if they were allowed more time. But it's our plans, and then there's Allah's plans. The universe already had this marked on the calendar for him. So that's why I tell people aspiration versus ambition. I don't know how much money that man had when he died. I don't know how much CD sales or properties he had, but I do know what he became. So aspiration is becoming more. So if you only get a finite amount of time on this planet Earth and he only got 33, the same way Pac only got 25, then what will you become during that amount of time? So when you transition, how will people carry your legacy based on what you became, not what you had? Because it's been millions of millionaires, or I don't know how many, but we don't fucking remember all of them. They go put in the dirt just the same, and people don't remember their name. But the ones who became more, they carried on forever. They're gonna be carried on forever, I promise you. I promise you.
Facts. Facts.
So breathe, man. Everybody breathe, man. Breathe in our ancestors. I know we don't have too many rituals out here that we practice when one passes, you know, because we're not that connected to our spirits. But like you said, you know, we tethered to our African ancestors. That shit is in our DNA. So you get to tap into that energy. It's a star when you got to think about it. It's a star's, you know, energy bursting. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the thing is that is when you breathe and you keeping that spirit that you have alive. He said the problem when you die is keeping that spirit in because it goes outward. It transcends. So that means it's released back into the atmosphere. And what we know about a breath is that each breath that we take over the totality of our lives, it travels around the entire planet Earth. So that means that our spirit and every breath that we take travels around. We breathe in the old breaths of every legend that ever lived. We're breathing in that same oxygen. Energy never dies. It transfers. So that energy is continuously, is here still. So you get to tap into it. Tap into the brother spirit, man. That's the reason he did what he did. That's the reason he did what he did. So you can tap in. So we move forward. We continue to take and we add on. We the descendants now. That's an ancestor. We the descendants. So what you gonna do? How you gonna honor those lives that's constantly putting themselves on the front line and it's constantly transcending the space? Man.
You know, when Savvy transitioned, my mother called. Well, I spoke to her first. I called her and told her. And the instructions that she gave us, because we was on 125th and the cameras came out. She was like, celebrate his life. You know what I'm saying? She said, you are never to discuss any circumstances surrounding his murder or his death, because you don't know. That's not what you speak about. You don't add to that. You know what I'm saying? She said, you only celebrate the life and speak about the mission, because the mission is not complete. And that's what he would want you to do. So, again, in this situation, family, celebrate the life. Share them interviews where them jewels is being dropped. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody out there needs to hear this. Do not get caught up in the speculation. But there's no power in that. You feel me? Because you're not going to go out there and do something to the government if they did something anyway, right? They keep motherfucking getting away with it. Right. And you keep like,
stop creating helpless narratives.
Running around knocking everybody off.
Those are what we call like helpless narratives.
Yeah, helpless narratives. Don't add to no helpless narrative. Speak about the legacy. Speak about the contribution. Speak about, the fact that this brother represented a defiance of the odds. And if there's a Nipsey on Slauson, there's a Nipsey in your hood, right? If we want to believe this 100 monkey theory, there's a Nipsey in your hood. Find that Nipsey and invest in them, right? You can invest time and energy. You can invest inspiration. You can invest a book in them, right? Or you could invest that tax return. You know what I'm saying? Find out what these young men's dreams are. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised. You'd be amazed what they see while they out there hugging that block all day. You'd be surprised when they look at that empty lot and they see a building too.
Right.
You understand? You'd be surprised what they can see that you can't. We all have different set of eyes attached to these brains of ours. So please, make it a priority, family, to hail up the brother and his good works, celebrate his life and his legacy. And, the man left behind a wife and children as well. Keep them in your prayers. Keep his family in your prayers. His mother, his grandmother, his brothers, his homies. You know what I'm saying? His neighborhood. Loved his neighborhood. Got it written on his back. Had it on his skin for a reason. So that's how I choose to celebrate the brother's legacy. You know what I mean? That's how I choose to remember him. Is that I want to tie myself to the things that were inspirational, the things that I can learn and grow from. Because there's a lot left. There's a lot there. We did a lot of interviews and all of them got gemstones in them.
Mm-hmm.
All of them got inspiration.
Go ahead and mine them.
Mine them gemstones. And grow from them. Don't just make them hashtags. Utilize them. Use them, family. Shit works. Grace and favor. All right?
I know I'm getting to work. Hey, I know I'm getting to work. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting to work. I got a lot to do, man. I want a brother to, I gotta live as if, the brother, if I see him and he ran into me, he heard about the works I was doing and be like, you know what, I'm proud of you, Keys. You know what I'm talking about? I only had one opportunity that I met the brother. You understand me? And my thought process was always that I wanted to crown that brother. You know what I'm talking about? Wanted to give him one of the crowns, man. That was a dream of mine. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was a dream. To crown neighborhood Nip, man, with the crown, man. You know what I'm saying? I can hear him saying like, "Oh yeah, that's fire." He would have got one with the crystals in the eye. I'd have been like, "Yeah, man, I gotta crown you."
We could have plotted outside of the store. I didn't know that. If I knew that, I'd have been like, "Let's go to the store." Find out what you do.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, man, that's just a person that deserves it. So, you know.
I was really looking forward to seeing my brother again. And I didn't get that opportunity. And I'm kicking myself for that. You know, I drove by the store many a days. I walked by I used to go to the gym. Black Diamond is down the block from the store. You know what I'm saying? So I was over there all the time. And I didn't make that connection for whatever reason. I was waiting on the perfect time. And there's no perfect time, y'all. There's no perfect time. You know what I'm
saying? Now. When you think about anybody that you fuck with in your life that you want to show appreciation to, value, and support, the time is now. I don't give a fuck. You got to call somebody right now. The time is now. I can't
tell you how many people I done spoke to today already that for whatever reason we wasn't talking petty shit. You know what I'm saying? Got over that hurdle. Look, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I need you to know that. You know what I mean? So, again, these situations become catalysts for great things to grow out of. Because I'm in communication again with some of these individuals who I haven't spoken to in 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Already positive is coming out of it. I'm gonna do nothing but seek positive. The petty shit has to go. You know what I mean? Life is too short. Tomorrow's not promised. And if nothing else reminds you of it, situations like this gonna sit with you and keep reminding you, right? Because we live in that type of world where they tell you that if you're doing certain things, then they only think that bad things happen to quote unquote bad people.
Right. Shit, worse things happen to the best people.
And the truth of the matter is that man plans, Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. So you have no idea when that date is coming. You have no idea when this time is going to run out. You got to utilize every day like it's your last. And these shit sound like cliches. You feel me? They sound like cliches.
It's the reality. Look, man, if I died today, I'm happy off the fact that I'm living on my terms. I'm helping individuals that's tapping in, and I'm securing a legacy with the work that I'm doing. Have I done everything that I want to do? No. But I'll be happy about the fact that I'm on that road. And that's the work ethic that I'm on. If I died working, doing something that wasn't a part of my purpose, I'll be upset. But if I died doing this work, you understand me, regardless of where I get, I'm happy. I'm good. You understand me? And if you ain't living a life that's purposeful and you on that mission that you supposed to be on, you better get on it. You better get on it, because in that last breath, you might regret it. But if you're doing what you know you were supposed to be doing, you might have been able to do more with more time, but you won't regret the fact that you on the journey, that you on that mission. So get on that mission that you were meant to. You understand me? Otherwise, you're going to regret that last breath you take thinking about all of the shit that you could have been doing with that time.
Yes. I admonish you. I compel you, family. I plead with you. You know what I'm saying? Live on purpose. Live on purpose. And seek out every necessary tool that you need in order to find that purpose, because everybody don't necessarily even know what that is at this point in time. You know, if it's through numerology, if it's through astrology, if it's through meditation, if it's through divination, You know what I'm saying? If you just got to sit with yourself for a second, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, man, just do it. Do something. Move closer and closer towards purpose. So like the brother, I heard you talking about it the other day. You could be so fucking inspired to get up. You know what I mean? When you get up with that fire, you know your purpose. You get into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, ain't no feeling like that in the world. I promise you, family.
I had to spark myself back to life, man. I had to ask myself, like, where the fuck? I ain't got that feeling. And I had to seek that information and that knowledge to electrify my brain and give me that thought process to reverse engineer. And when I start feeling myself back in that, whoo, it ain't nothing like that, man. Ain't nothing like being excited for the journey that you own. It ain't, I'm telling you, you might think you live in life, but you're not living life until the molecules of your body start to vibrate faster, start to vibrate at the speed, you know what I mean, that your dream and your goals and your vision and your purpose is on. That's purpose is the highest frequency you can live your life on. And when you vibrating at that level of excitement, you ain't living yet until you do it. You think you felt energy. You ain't felt it until you when you sit still and you calm, and all of a sudden you can feel all that energy when you stop. Like, whoa, that's what I'm operating off of. The free energy, the free ions you able to convert. You understand me? So you have to figure out how you can tap into that. Now, look, we teachers and we teach people how to do it all of the time, but y'all don't value it. If I died today, you take the lessons and be like, look, Key said this, he said this, he talked about this, that, and the third. No, I'm trying to give you the game now. I'm trying to give you the game now. But y'all don't want to appreciate it. That shit hit me hard when I thought about Derek Grace, man. And he kept talking about him having he bought all of Nipsey Hussle memorabilia, everything that came out. And because he kept saying that, bro, y'all don't understand, man, the way I see these men. You understand me? Like, he knew how to appreciate them while they were living. That's a different level of appreciation. And so when I think about that, I say, man, that's the way you treat a person when they're alive, with all of the value they deserve. All of the value they deserve. You treat people like they already done passed, I promise you, you'll think about them differently. Think about your parents, your moms, your sisters, your dad. Sometimes my mind go to that dark place to where I think about, like, damn, how'd it feel if they was gone? Because sometimes you need that reminder in hindsight to be like, damn, I fucking love these people in my life. Let me treat them better. Let me say let me call them out the blue for no goddamn reason and just make their day and tell them I love them and they beautiful and drop some game on them or something. Let me just do something like that. I don't know when the last time I might see these people. They here today and be gone. But if I make sure that I treat everybody correct, then I make sure that our last encounter was always our best one. And that's the kind of legacy I want to live. So I ain't got no issue with nobody, man. You know what I mean? Even individuals that might not like how I move. They might not like Brill. Keys got a beard. Keys be cursing sometime, or he do it like that. I don't give a fuck. Cause those are the same people that's gonna be tapping in when I'm gone. This brother was outstanding. He did that. Man, fuck off. Keep the fake shit away from me. You understand me? If you ain't seen me with him, I ain't with him. That's it. If they can't show you no text messages, phone call, then a call this year, not last year. I don't want no last year friends. If they ain't hit me in the last 30 days, we only live by our last 30-day rule. If we ain't conversated, when we converse rather in the last 30 days, we are not cool, bro. We ain't cool. We was cool. So remember, you speak of it in the past tense, like, damn, I was cool, but I wasn't cool with him in his time of passing. He didn't fuck with me because I didn't fuck with him. We didn't have that reciprocal relationship. I broke down friends so that people understand when they my motherfucking friend and when they not. I don't want you to have no misunderstandings. So y'all gotta make sure, man, if you love these people, make sure that you done converse with them. I say last 30 days, that's giving a lot of extension time, of course. Yeah, I mean, it should be within the last 3 days. Because if you break down the time, think about this. And I'm gonna close off with this point.
Yeah, we got 20 seconds left.
Damn, some people only see their parents once or twice a year, right? So how many more times do you have to see your parents? It might be 6 times, it might be 7 times. Think about that shit. So you have to make sure you appreciate people while they living, like my brother Billionaire PA say, instead of when they gone. Brother, I love you. I appreciate you, man.
Love you to life. Peace, God.
Peace.
Peace.
Appreciate you, man.
Love you to life. Peace, God. Peace.
Man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. We gotta go. Oh, man, this hurt me. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even know it would. That's the crazy thing. I didn't even know it would hit me like that, man. But the reality of it is that we connected on a spiritual level. There's some people that's just part of our tribe. When you tapped into a certain energy and you tapped into that energy, every Heisman die. You understand me? You feel that regardless of where you at and what you're going through. I did not know that this would even affect me the way it did until I realized how much love and respect that I have for that brother. So, you know, I had to keep putting my head down and stop myself from the tears from flowing. Cause I, you know, that shit hurt me. You know, I know a lot of people who in my family that, you know, that yeah. So look, I appreciate y'all, man. Peace. The way you honor that man, the way you honor anybody that passes is to continue to do all of the good that they're not here to be able to do. Continue to do all of the good that they're not here to be able to do. Mm-hmm. Peace.